There was a woman named Mary who worked as a technical support specialist in a call centre. It was very busy and the phones were ringing off the hook. She was having trouble keeping up with the huge number of calls. Shortly after lunch, Mary answered the phone and there was a very angry customer on the other end. He said he had been waiting on hold for almost 45 minutes. She apologised for keeping him waiting, but the man was very agitated and didn't want to listen to her excuses. When she was not able to find a solution to his problem immediately, he became even more upset. She put him on hold, and when she came back, he became very hostile towards her. Mary asked him to remain calm and assured him that she would fix his problem as soon as possible. No matter what she said, it just seemed to make him more and more angry. He was shouting at her, ranting and raving about how she was wasting his precious time and complaining about how much money the phone call was costing him. Eventually, the irate customer began cursing and swearing at her, and Mary was forced to hang up on him. An hour later, he called back. His attitude was even worse. He flew into a rage and demanded to know why she had hung up the phone. When he started using foul language again, Mary slammed down the receiver. At the end of the day, the man called back again. This time he had calmed down and seemed embarrassed. He apologised for his rude behaviour and asked for her name, telling her he wanted to send her something to make up for it. "Oh, you don't need to do that," said Mary. No, I really want to," replied the man. "Just a little present to show how sorry I am." "We're not actually supposed to give out our names," she said warily. "Just give me your first name then," he said. "Well, okay. My name is Mary," she replied. Sure enough, when Mary arrived at work the next morning, there was a lavish bouquet of flowers sitting on her desk. There was a card with the flowers that had her name on it. Mary was delighted. Nobody had ever sent her flowers before. At the end of the day, when her shift ended, Mary said goodbye to her co-workers, picked up the bouquet of flowers and walked out to the car park. She wanted to get to the flowers home quickly so she could put them in the vase. As she was about to get into her car, she turned around and saw a small, balding, middle-aged man walking towards her. Suddenly, he pulled out a gun and pointed it at her. "Nobody hangs up on me," he shouted as he pulled the trigger. Mary was shot 4 times and died on the way to hospital. The police tracked down the man who shot her and arrested him. It turned out that he was the angry customer. The only reason he sent the bouquet was to identify her.